All right, Basement Tapes number 118. What do you call a set that you haven't really grown attached to? And I love trading cards. I love baseball cards in particular. I love baseball cards from back in the day. Vintage baseball cards, which we all know is 1980 plus earlier. But this set has never grown on me. And um, for some reason, I'm fully confident that I'm the only one or one of the few. So I blame myself. I don't blame everybody else. This isn't one of those cases where John Keating is ahead of the curve. I'm just saying it just hasn't grown on me. And it'll be interesting to see in the coming years my enthusiasm for collecting this set, if it does reach a peak or not. This is the 1962 Topps baseball set. I know a lot of people love it. Not so much me. I have 176 of these cards. I just well, let's just get to let's just get to what Beckett has to say. 690 according to Beckett at total cards, but we know why, or if you don't know why, we'll learn here in a minute. $26.65 average value, $18,391 total value. A set of these, a complete master set, will be between 5 and 12,000, whereas a complete set of 598 will be between 4 and 10,000. So that's a master set of 689 and a regular set of 598. Shall we read? Yes. The cards in this 598 card set measure 2.5 by 3.5. The 1962 Topps set contains a mini series spotlighting Babe Ruth, cards 135 through 144. Other subsets in the set include League Leaders 51 through 60, World Series cards 232 through 237, In Action cards 311 through 319, NL All Stars 390 through 399, AL All Stars 466 through 475, and Rookie Prospects 591 through 598. The All Star selections were again provided by Sport Magazine, as in 1958 and 1960. The second series had two distinct printings, which are distinguishable by numerous color and pose variations. These cards, with a distinctive green tint, are valued at a slight premium, as they are basically the result of a flawed printing process occurring early in the second series run. Card number 198 exists as A, Babe Ruth special card, B, Hal Reniff with arms overhead, or C, Hal Reniff in the same pose as card number 159. In addition, two poses exist for these cards: 129, 132, 134, 147, 174, 176, and 190. The high number series, 523 through 598, is somewhat more difficult to obtain than other cards in the set. Within the last series, 523 through 598, are 43 cards which are printed in lesser quantities. These are marked SP in the checklist below. In particular, the Rookie Parade subset 591 through 598 of the last series is even more difficult. This was the first year Topps produced multiplayer rookie cards. The set price listed does not include those pose variations. See checklist below for individual values. A 3-card ad sheet has been seen. The players on the front include AL home run leaders Barney Schultz and Carl Sawatsky, while the back features an ad and a Roger Maris card. Cards were issued in 1-card penny packs as well as 5-card nickel packs. 5-card packs came 24 to a box. The key rookie cards in this set are Lou Brock, Tim McCarver, Gaylord Perry, and Bob Uecker. Surprises me. I thought Joe Torre would be in there as well. 89 rookie cards, according to Beckett OPG. Let's get to the top three. Of course, there's probably 3 Mickey Mantle cards in the top. I would guess Mickey Mantle All-Star, and Manager's Dream. But let's see what we have here. Let's roll the dice, as they say. And this is non-variation. Topps Mickey Mantle number 200 is the highest rated card. And the Willie Mays number 2 with Bob Uecker number 3. So I was way off. Mickey Mantle All-Star comes in later, and Manager's Dream is way down on the list, apparently. So anyway, that's that. Let's head over to, Manager's Dream comes in 5th. So it wasn't that far off, along with the Lou Brock rookie and the Mickey Mantle All-Star. So I was close. I did all right. I got 3 out of the top 5 there. TCDB, 598 cards distributed in 7 series, 1 through 109, 110 through 196, 197 through 283, 284 through 370, 371 through 446, 447 through 522, and 523 through 598. Teams here. Got some new teams here, folks. I think the Orioles, Braves, Red Sox, Dodgers, Cubs, White Sox, Reds, Indians, Tigers, the Houston Colt 45s, KC Athletics, Los Angeles Angels and Dodgers, Milwaukee Braves, Twins, New York Mets, Yankees, Phillies, Pirates, San Francisco Giants, St. Louis Cardinals, and the Senators. Again, errors and variations, too many to name. Most of them have to do with the green tint, but there are some statistical blunders, and there are some pose switching out of the poses and stuff like that. So got a fair share of faux pas, which is French for screw ups, and scattered throughout the set, starting at card number 22 and going all the way through card number 516. So Topps consistently screwing up throughout the 1962 set. Hall of Famers in here, 97 of them. There are tons. They're all in there. Of course, the first time we see Lou Brock and all that fun stuff. Rookies, there are 98 of those as well. So, but a lot of that has to do with the tints and all that stuff. So, variations abound in the rookies. So, inserts and related sets. There were stamps involved here. We'll see if I have any of those. I probably don't, or I might just have some. So, there is some chatter here in the comments section. Probably the biggest to date here. Composer Mike says, "Well, let's go back in time. Let's go back to 2015 when Round the Diamond says one of the most unique Topps baseball card sets of all time. 62T is truly a classic standard." Dr. Mondo Bueno says in 2017, "This is the first set I actively collected as a 9-year-old. Would walk to the new Star Market in El Centro and cherry pick the rack packs for star cards. Ended up with, I kid you not, 13 the switch hitter connects. This market only sold 1 or 2 series, so I ended up with lots of cards to trade. Rebuilt the set from scratch in 2015, 9 cards or so short of a master set. Love the fake wood look." That's what she said. "My uncle used to tell me they matched the paneling in his basement." That's funny. Nick 2131 tells us the first pack I ever opened was a 1962 Topps baseball. It cost me 10 cents. After seeing the cards, I was hooked. The excitement of what I would find in the next pack has stayed with me through the years. After 55 years, the thrill of the next pack continues. I still have that complete 1962 set. That's what a collector does, folks. Collects and hold on to their cards. Stump 417 says, "First pack from little local store where I picked up my newspapers for my paper route. Loved the wood look border. Spent so much on cards from this little store over time that the owner gave me a baseball record book that I had for a long time before I wore it out." Papa G321 tells us, "This is the first Topps cards that I ever began saving. I never realized that some 56 years later, they would remain as my co-favorite set all these years. Many stops at the corner grocery store and lots of loose change spent. If only we had more change back in the day. For some, they are nothing special, and yet for others, they will always be number one." Papa G, again, the 60s decade will always be remembered for its often turbulent times, but this set remains as a memory of one of the better times. Donald Hall tells us that the 1962 Topps set would have been the first cards that I ever opened. My family had just recently immigrated from British Columbia to our home in Fort Myers, Florida. One of the first things you do in southern Florida is you learn to swim. For me, this was done at the city pool in Fort Myers. After swim practice, while we were waiting to get picked up by our parents, we would go across a shell-covered parking lot to this little store, which was right next to a city park. This store was not much more than a large wagon like one sees at county fairs. One of the things they always had during the summer besides cool drinks was baseball cards. So every day I would be able to buy a few packs. Being from northern Canada, I really did not know baseball, but that slowly changed with my introduction to Little League that summer. Wonderful times. Thank you, Donald Hall. Great memories there. Brewster Club says, This baseball set was the first package of cards I ever bought. Purchased a few packs every so often after that, and then I quit for a while. Never started looking at these cards till after I started working and started to complete the set. It was very hard to find half-decent cards, mostly through eBay. Also have 5 cards of number 139 error card that I have found. Only need a few to complete the set now. Dr. Mondo Bueno tells us again, I came to card collecting a little later than some. I was 9, living in El Centro, California. Not exactly a bustling metropolis, but I liked it just fine. One day I walked up to the New Star Market. I feel like Dr. Bueno has told us this. Yeah, he told us this several times. Anyway, walked up to the New Star Market about a mile and walked in to see rack packs of 1962 tops for 29 cents. To me, back in the day, that was a lot. So I picked through them and found a rack with both the Mantle Switch Hitter Connects and a Maris card. I was in heaven. I got $3 for my birthday a little later and bought 10 rack packs. Yeah, baby. Cards were all over the place, and all of a sudden I found friends who had been collecting longer than I. Trade, trade, trade for anything Yankees. Although I ended up selling mist of these in the 80s, I rebuilt the set and have a lower mud grade master set, including all error and green tint cards. Finally, composer Mike says in February 1st of 2023, there is no Topps baseball set that beats this design. It was a pleasure to build a complete superset. Yes, even the green tints. The 1987, which pays homage to the feel, pulled me back into collecting 1980 sets, and is my favorite of the decade. So this guy likes his wood. So a couple things out of here. I am, of course, an outlier that I don't enjoy the set as much as many of these folks. But I will tell you that what I pulled from those comments is how neat it was and the memories of going down to stores and buying packs one at a time with change that you had accumulated instead of, going to Target and wiping the shelf clean. It really was a good time. And those times would last well into the 70s. And perhaps early 80s, where people bought them one pack at a time. We would go a mile or two down the road on our bikes and buy cards when I moved to the suburbs. And a lot of that reminds me of this. So cheers to all those who contributed to the comment section there. Packaging, we see the nice little green box there from 1962. All the great Major League stars, Topps Baseball, Topps Major League Baseball, gum, all that fun stuff. So open wax pack there with the green packages. Looks pretty cool. Big Twin Chews, big comics, exciting prizes. Young America's favorite, Bazooka Bubblegum. 5-cent packs there and full color stamps included as well. The 1-cent packs also very charming and attractive. And there's the other 5-cent packs that are really pushing the 62 baseball stamp albums and stuff like that. So fun stuff. And we see a cello pack with a Hank Aaron and Chuck Schilling stamp exposed on the back side. I've had my backside exposed many times, but never looked as good as a Chuck Schilling and Hank Aaron stamp. Bob Rogers, catcher, Freaky Deek, 1962 rookie, looking good there on the back of that cello pack. And there's the stamp album. If you wanted a stamp album, it tells you the table of contents and all that stuff and a lot of statistical information. The stamp album is pretty cool. And I have some stamps from later on in the decade, full stamp albums, and kind of the same vein. It tells us statistical information about the players, a black and white photo that you can affix the color stamp to. Again, tempting the kids from back in the day to just rip stuff apart and glue it and adhere it to items that would be frowned upon today. Topps put some stamps out and cards in recent years, and I guarantee you people do not separate them and stick them on anything. So, all right, let's get back to the show here. Sell sheets and ads. There's the wax packs. 3-ring binder, it looks like. There's some holes punched in there. Topps 1962 baseball picture card gum, 5 cents. Your fastest selling picture card gum, Topps Baseball, is completely new for 1962 with exciting extras from the first series to the last. Packing the greatest sales wallop ever with full color photos backed by exciting biographies, illustrations of each player's career, and lifetime records. Topps 1962 Baseball features Mantle, Maris, and all the star players of every major league team. Extra 2 full-color baseball stamp photos in each 5-cent package. Youngsters will be eager to collect the entire set. Order today. Topps Chewing Gum, Inc., 254 36th Street, Brooklyn 32, New York. Item 405 is 24 5-cent packages per display box, 24 boxes per shipping case. The weight per case is 31 pounds. Cost per case, $17.28. So that's a case of 24 wax boxes for $17.28. Item number 491 is 3 5-cent packages in cellophane, overwrapped tray, 36 trays per shipping case, 7 pounds for a whopping $3.42. Topps 1962 baseball 3-pack for big volume, big ticket sales at checkout or candy department. Freight prepaid 150 pounds, assorted Topps gum products, terms 2%, 15 days, net 30 days. So lots of fun stuff there on those sell sheets. It shows you what's going on the other side of that and shows you what you should have been doing. You should have been buying cases of 62 Topps for $17.28. Some trivia stuff here. First year with New York Mets and Colt 45s, parentheses, Astro cards. First set featuring multiplayer rookie cards, Hall of Fame rookie cards, Gaylord Perry, Joe Torre, and Lou Brock. Dick Hauser was named 1961 Topps All-Star Rookie Team, but his number 13 card is missing the trophy designation. Packs of 1962 Topps baseball cards included a 2-stamp panel. All Houston cards refer to the team as the Colts instead of the Colt 45s. And finally, in a complete coincidence, card number 346 for Jack Kralik highlights him throwing a no-hitter in the Northern Minor League. He went on to throw one in the major leagues the year that the card was released as well. So that's a great little tidbit in there. Man, so much to talk about with this set. Let's get to some of the galleries. And of course, there is card number 1, Roger Maris, coming off his record-breaking year. And there is always the debate on whether this is the card or the 1961 is the card, but this shows his 61 home runs. I say get them both, right? Why have that internal or external dialogue when you should just get the 61 and the 62? The wood frame with the player's picture being rolled up in the bottom right, display exposing their name, their team, and their rank is it's a classic design, and I admit it. I think it's a pretty edgy design, but it's just not something that has grown on me yet. I have close to 200, as we said, but I will also tell you I probably have close to 600 doubles, because what I did one day at the Philly show a few years ago, when I was at the old places, I bought a 53 Topps mantle and a 60 Topps mantle. No, I bought a 53 Topps mantle and a 56 Topps mantle together. And I insisted that the dealer throw in a bargain box or a bargain bin that he had that had hundreds and hundreds, if not 1,000 of these cards. And I figured, boy, I got a lot of 62 Topps now. It turns out each Topps, it was really only about 100, and they had 10 duplicates of each. So I have a lot of duplicates of this set, and don't quite know how to move them. The Sandy Koufax card is gorgeous, by the way, card number 5. Sandy was just about to make his bones in the big leagues, or in the Dodgers, I guess, the Los Angeles Dodgers. But this is a man who had already won 2 championships and hadn't really done anything to show for it. So he was starting to get into his prime here in 61 through, I guess, 66 or so. Anyway, beautiful cards. Let's see if we can find somebody. Look at Bob Clemente, man. What a great card that is. Boy, gorgy. Let's read about Vada Pinson, card number 80 of the Cincinnati Reds. 5'11", 174, left-handed batter, throws left, born August 11th, 1938, I believe. Home, Oakland, California. Vada came up to the Reds after several terrific seasons in the minor leagues. The outfielder hit .367 with Visalia in 57, and after a .343 year in a tough PCL in 58, was brought up to stay. Vada led the National League with 47 doubles in 1959. Flashy rookie. Vada tied a record by getting 200 hits as a rookie with the Reds. So then it says, of course, copyright TCG, printed in USA, but it has his major league batting record both by year, and the next line, lifetime, of course. So classic looking card there from Vada Pinson. Some say he belongs in the Hall of Fame. I think there's people that belong there before him. Gil Hodges with the New York Mets. Not easy for some to see, but one of the first New York Mets cards there in 1962. Barney Schultz. I just like saying Barney Schultz. The green tints, this is tough for me to see. I guess you need to see the uniforms and all that stuff. But out in the wild by themselves, it's hard for me to recognize the green tints. Of course, compared to regular non-green tints, it's fairly easy. So something I need to work on. And of course, I need to go through my cards as well to see what's going on. Look at the rookie cards from back then, the rookie parade infielders. Some have 4 per, some have 5 per floating heads. And the floating heads, of course, would become prominent in the early to mid 60s. And of course, with the Cubs team cards back in the 70s. Even the White Sox tried it one year, I believe, as well. So that's your 1962 Topps baseball set. I am ambivalent, agnostic, and not quite haven't closed the door, but it's going to take a lot to prove that it is worthy of me to complete this set, because obviously it'd be expensive, but there's a lot of other sets I find a lot more appealing that I need to get to. Frank Funk, by the way, card 587. Beautiful card there. Beautiful. So that's that. 1962 Topps Baseball, episode 118 of the Basement Tape.